Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Celia Malheiros. I'm speaking to you from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, my homeland, my hometown. And I am a yoga instructor, a yoga therapist, singer, composer, also a sound therapist. And the topic today is the importance of yoga, and that makes me smile already because it's a way of life for me. I can't think of my life without yoga. So I'm so honored and grateful to share some techniques about yoga, some things that I've been practicing. And why yoga? Why should we choose yoga in this time or anytime? I chose yoga. I've been practicing for over 40 years, and I chose yoga as a teenager. And for me, it was such an important time to join and to enhance. I use the practice to enhance my so many things. A teenager, as a teenager, you feel you need discipline, you need some guidance, and at that time in my life was very important. So I embraced first asanas, the practice, as we know, the physical part of yoga. And I guess I found a book called Light on Yoga by Iyengar, and I started practicing, and I was getting more into it. And I saw so many benefits in my own health and my own life, not just physical, but mentally and like I say, discipline. Discipline is a word that sometimes we think as discipline as a harsh word or difficulty, but discipline takes you into freedom. So for me, as a teenager, I was looking for freedom. So I found in yoga. So there's so many kinds of yoga nowadays, and more people are coming up with different branches of yoga, but I'll be speaking about the classical yoga, which is the Ashtanga yoga or Raja yoga. Ashtanga means 8-limbed, 8 branches. And as put it together, formulated by Patanjali, is a great way of understanding this system, 5,000 years old system, which is yoga. And so as you think of the yoga tree, and the branches, and the branches are 8 branches, right? And 7 limbs, 7 branches to get to the top of the tree, that is samadhi. What is samadhi? It roughly translated, you can think of ecstasy or enlightenment or self-realization. And so by practicing or climbing or utilizing the system of the branches of this yoga tree, you get to the top of the tree, so the icing on the cake. So what are the branches of this yoga tree? Yamas, which is the ethical conduct or your behavior, your good conduct. Niyamas, the self-discipline. And we get to asanas, which is the most of the yoga that we know of today is done. You think of asanas, the postures, right? Which will be, the next few weeks we'll be getting into the mat and into practicing. It's important to talk about things, but it's most important to experience them. So I hope you join me experiencing yoga together. So the other branches are pranayama, which we will always also practice together. In fact, the next section will be all pranayama, which is breath control or breath expansion. And so important nowadays to have that control, because it gives you a tool to cope with all the stress that we've been going through lately, with anxiety, with fear. And so that's pranayama. Prana means life force or vital force. So enhancing the prana through breath control, it's an amazing tool. And in my own life, my own experience has helped me with allergies, with asthma, with singing, for better projection of voice, and athletic performance, or many other things. So still going up on the branches of the yoga tree. Next, we have dhyana, which is concentration. And that's a subject itself that's amazing. How do you practice concentration, right? How do you tell your kid to concentrate in school? So this is another amazing part of the system of yoga. And then next we have dhyana, which is meditation. So that's another part of yoga. As I was growing up as a teenager, after discovering asanas, pranayama, and then meditation, kind of put it all together. It really made sense to me, the system, because how is hard. I think it's pretty hard to start with meditation without proper alignment of the spine, proper breath control. And so I'm not saying you can't start, but I think all this formulation, all the system of yoga is really well put together, because you is step by step guiding you towards a bigger goal here. So after meditation, we come to the seventh limb of this amazing tree, which is pratyahara. Pratyahara means the withdrawal of the senses. So you see the system, how it builds up to the top, which is samadhi, which I think we all want to be enlightened. We all want to be connected with the universe, right? So this is the yoga tree, the Ashtanga, the classical yoga, but we will focus the next few weeks very much, not too many words, but get down into practice, because I believe to really understand something, you have to experience it, and you experience through practice. So the next session will start with pranayama, the breath control, and I really hope you do join me. And we're also opening for questions right now. If you have any question or any suggestion, you can just post on the comments. And so today is really a brief description of yoga, and if I may add here that Ayurveda and yoga are sisters. They go together. You can't think of one without the other. So for you guys, the practitioners of Ayurveda that already know about the Ayurveda system, please think about adding yoga to it. And yoga does not need to be something that you need a lot. You don't even need a yoga mat. You can actually practice sitting on a chair. You just need a little space, perhaps a window open, or if you can practice outside for the pranayama and expand your breath with fresh air. So many benefits. I could talk about yoga forever, but to me it's better to actually experience, and I hope you join me practicing in the next few sections. So let's see if you have any questions here. No, maybe not. So maybe let's take, I think we have a few minutes here. Let's take a few minutes here to already start our practice here. So let's sit up straight. I'm actually sitting on a chair with my legs folded, but you can have your legs on the ground, or if you are on the ground, if you are on the floor, just let's be aware of the sitting bones. Sitting bones, if you don't know where they are, you can actually find them with your fingers here at the very edge, very end of the thighs here, right? And finding the center there and putting the awareness on the spine and bringing the navel into the spine. That with that you energize the core. So we're activating the muscles around the core. That's your support for, if you think of sitting straight, when you say sit up straight, so there is a way of doing that there is a technique. So you activate the core, take navel towards the spine, and think of now the lower part of the body from the navel down, grounding onto the chair, into the floor, and feeling grounded with the earth, maybe heavier there, and feeling one, connected. And then coming up to the chest, opening the chest. Let's just bring the shoulders up and around and just give it a little release of the muscles. We get pretty tight lately using computers and cellular phones up here. So maybe place your fingers on your shoulders and give it a small circle, and maybe slower, making it a little wider. Inhale up. Exhale down. If your elbows can touch, that's great. If not, honor that, because that's where you're at today. So inhale, reverse, just loosening up these muscles here. Inhale up, exhale down. Just one more time. Are you with me? Come on. Inhale and exhale down. Okay, release. And perhaps with just that, they had already found a center. And physically finding the center for the head, it's interesting that we have more than one body, right? We not have just the physical body, we have the mental body, psychological body, the spiritual body, social body, right? Intellectual body, and so on. But so as the head gets to the center, maybe all these bodies sinking together and align. Maybe you have a little bit more sense of yourself, or acknowledging the moment, being the present. So here, this is a very simple practice that you can call it yoga already, and checking the alignment. Here's a small homework for you to do this week, trying to get at the alignment of the spine and the neck, and you can check if your earlobe is on top of your shoulder, or maybe you can ask someone to check if you are with someone in your quarantine, and just being aware of that, because if you have your head forward all the time, and sometimes your body forward, you are not on the moment. So bringing to center, not in the past, but really bringing to center, and feeling that openness of the chest and the heart opening, the collarbone spread like a big smile. And so already you have gained another posture there. So that's what we will be practicing for the next sections. And also a little tip for you guys that are all of us using cell phones. If you can use your cell phone at eye level, try to think about that this week. And your computer, if eye level, not doing this, because that's putting a lot of strain on the neck, on the shoulders. Some people have TMJ problems, even headaches, and you can immediately take care of that with just that awareness. So that's what yoga is, the awareness of the physical, mental, and all the bodies, spiritual body, and all together in this amazing science. Yoga means to yoke, right? To unify, to make a whole in this wholeness. And that's what we're all looking for in this world. We're very fragmented with all this news, with all these thoughts, all these computers and cell phones. See if at one point you can bring that. And if there is a scientific way of doing that, here we are to share. I'm here to share that with you. And I'm so grateful and honored to be here. And I thank you, Airway, for this invitation to be here. And I would love to see you guys next week. We'll be doing it, I think, next Saturday, a little later, but the time will be posted there. And again, if you have comments or any questions, you can post on Facebook. I'll be glad to answer if I can. And I'll see you guys next section and next session. And please take care of yourselves. Be well. Stay home if you can. Namaste.